The following program is brought to you by the Internet Broadcasting Organization.
It's almost like a Billy Squire song, "In the Dark."
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, what's that one song by
In the Dark.
What's that song by
Did you like that?
That was good. I liked it. And
okay.
I like Ozzy Osbourne. What's that one? Shout into the well, that's something about darkness or something, or dark.
Shout in the dark.
Shout in the dark, or also
that's
Ozzy. Dark Side of the Moon.
Do you really
Pink
know
Floyd.
that, Ian?
I have one of my favorite albums, even though it's kind of weird. Is Sabbath Bloody Sabbath. I love that album. It's great.
Wow.
Well, hi everybody.
Really
Ian and Kim, Talk Inc. I.N.K. I'm Ian Stevens. This is my lovely cohort here.
Hello.
Kim Marie.
Happy Mother's Day to all of you today.
Yeah, for everyone in the hood, happy Mother's Day. You mothers. How you mothers, your baby?
Hope everybody had a really good day, relaxing, especially all you mothers out there.
Oh, yes, all your mothers from both sides, yes. But it's a great day, and want to shout out.
A wonderful day.
Yeah, shout out. We have a lot of shout outs today, don't we? We got some great stuff.
Who are you shouting out today? I hope it's not me, because sometimes you're always shouting at me.
I do want to say Happy Mother's Day to you, because you are a beautiful mother. And for those of you, I just had a brain fart.
Yes?
Our site producers are throwing us signs, and
I'd like to say hello to my mother.
Hi,
Happy
Mom.
Mother's Day.
Hi, Kimmy's mom. And my shout out would be, well, my mom's in heaven, but I want to say a shout out to my beautiful bride, Angela Stevens.
She's watching us.
She's watching us right now. Mm-hmm. And so the kids, you want to just come in the camera, just wave and say hi real quick. Say hi, Mom. We love you. All right, now sit down, run the cameras. It's a family show business here. But anyway, shout out to all the moms out there.
That's their 5 minutes of fame.
That's it. The 5 minutes are gone. History. And a special day for, gosh, this is considered one of the what's it, AT&T
Where'd you take Angie?
Last night we went out to dinner. We went to Chili's for dinner because she likes Chili's, and we had a great time. Cool. And then kids made some Mother's Day cards and stuff like that.
Happy Mother's Day, Angie.
And she got a full body massage this morning.
Oh, lucky her.
Yes, truly. I gave her a little massage on the back, on her neck, on other places. So it was beautiful.
I've been wanting one of those for about 2 years.
Oh, look at that. That's a pussycat picture.
There's mothers all over the world.
Oh, look at that. That's so cute. I feel like with this National Humane Society just decided to join us this year, I guess. I don't know.
There's mothers all over the world.
Yep, there are. Look at that mother kangaroo.
Isn't that cute?
Yeah.
I picked that out for you.
Oh, okay.
I thought you'd like it.
All right, good.
Do you?
That picture? Oh, for me?
Did you like it? Look at the cat slapping the mom's head.
Okay. We are out of focus, I've been told, from our many fans. Are we in focus? Gary, how are we looking? Gary, can you see us? Our fans are emailing us and faxing us and Facebooking us telling we're out of focus. Are we out of focus? Because you want to make the adjustments?
Let me look into that.
Because he says we're out of focus. So I'm just going by our fans out there in Hollywood and Australia. Man, we are just busting up the airways. It's been a happening place. I mean, our peanut gallery. Hey, peanut gallery, how's everybody?
All right.
Woo, got a big peanut gallery here tonight.
We have somebody special watching the show right now as well. I'd like to say hello to.
That would be fabulous.
Is that okay with you?
Everything's okay with me.
Wonderful.
Wait a second, but we have our talk wad thing here.
What is going on here?
I have no idea. This is what they say: technical difficulties, Brown or.
Is this really what technical difficulties are?
You guys are still on. I just had to move the view over so I could see it. But you guys should be.
Jeffrey,
good
can
now.
you just lock the camera, please? Just
right.
lock it. Thank you. Just leave it there. Don't touch.
Is this what they mean when they say women should be like not heard and kind of seen, or seen and not heard?
That's children.
Oh, I see.
And they qualify as kids because they're less than 2 years old.
You guys should be good now.
We're nice and clear.
Do you see what I have to deal with out there, people?
Okay, now I'll ask now because I'm responding to my people out there in California.
Okay, but I was supposed to say hello to somebody.
No. So I was saying I'm gonna put good. So some of my people know what I'm typing when I say good.
Hello.
So I say good, and they say, "Oh no, we're still out of focus."
Can you see us now?
Yeah, there's a like a 30-45 second delay, so they should get it in just a couple seconds.
There's a 30-45 second delay. So I'll put.
You know how
so
that
then
stuff
just give me an
works.
update. My contact in California. Just let me know if we're looking good. He said it'd be in about 40 seconds.
Maybe
so
it's
we'll be
just
clean.
the people are drinking wine or something.
That's
and they're
too much Mother's Day time.
I think that's what it is.
But there's too many. They say that the more phone calls are happening on Mother's Day than any other time in the world.
I think they're out of focus because y'all are drinking too much wine and beer. That's what it is. You're having too much fun on Mother's Day.
They're saying, well, you know what? It might be. Some people are saying it's pixelated. So if that's the case, then what's happening? It might be just their computer.
I am pixelated.
You are pixelated, Gary. Is that the truth? If we're coming across pixelated across the nation, that it could be their computer, depending on the kind of style they have.
It's possible it could be a bad connection, but it should be good for everybody by now.
Okay,
Sounds good.
Could be your computer, but I'll just let our people know. But no worries, because I see us on the monitor, and but no problem, because we're also on radio too. So I always said I have a great face for radio, but you have a great face for TV. That's the whole difference between you and me, Kim. Right?
What did you say, Ian?
Oh, she's smiling, and she's really smiling. Yeah, you're such a knucklehead.
What did you say?
Well, you said you had
I have a shout out. I would like to say hello
big shout out
to Richard Mole from Night Court Bull.
Bull.
So
if
you're listening,
you're the man.
I'm saying hello to you because
there he is, right there on TV. There.
Well, he's filming right now.
He is. What's he filming? Is it a movie?
I don't know if he wants me to say, but I know.
Well, then don't.
I'm not going to.
I don't want their advertising people getting ticked off with us.
But I know that he's filming. He's doing a project,
and he's watching the show right now.
I caught wind that he might kind of come on the show.
Well, that'd be kind of nice. It seems that ever since we've had some wonderful guests.
Hi to you.
Yes,
Richard.
And ever since this is our fourth show, guys, and we're just on a momentum. We found out we're the number. First, I got to give a big fist pound to my woman here. We're the number one.
Oh, you want to fight with me again?
No. This is love. This is love.
This is love.
We're the number one internet broadcast radio show in all of Florida, and we're growing toward the top 10 in the United States. So we're rocking. We got a top share, and we're just real excited.
So a lot of people will actually put up with me. And
I do it every week.
I know.
And every day. I don't know.
I'm just kidding.
I know. She's full of love. But anyway.
I know. I like to
things are happening. So, Richard, if you're tuning in, we love you, and we're looking forward to having you. We have some really great guests coming up in the weeks ahead. We've had some wonderful guests in the past. We had Eddie Deason, who played Eugene in Grease. He was our first guest.
Yeah.
And then
he's fun.
He was a blast. We had such a great time.
And then Susan.
And then we had Susan Buckner,
she's a great gal.
She was our second guest, and she played Patty Simcox on Grease.
Hi, Susan.
Susan, I hope you're feeling good. I know you.
Hope you have a wonderful Mother's Day.
Too. Yeah, that's right. She's a mommy. Her daughter Samantha called us last week.
Yeah.
As much as was it Jerry Rule from the Brady Bunch?
Yeah, yeah.
And then last week, who did we have? Do you remember?
Yeah, we had Eddie Munster.
That's right. We had Butch Patrick. Eddie Munster was last week.
Yeah, he went to Liverpool.
That's right. He's there right now doing Gil Fob and all that rubbish, being with the boys from Liverpool, you see. And so we and people just, now it's so funny that all these actors are like calling us up. Yeah. And people in showbiz, both music.
I'm just having fun getting to know everybody.
I know, it's so cool, but they're calling, can we be on your show too? we were famous.
Well, I booked somebody really, really big who's going to be on here soon as well, too.
Yeah, and I did too, because we got him on next week as well. Mr. Dan Roebuck.
Yeah.
So all you big Lost fans and Matlock fans.
I like him.
We're going to have Daniel Roebuck, the man. Mm-hmm. We're going to talk about his 30-year career. I was blessed. That's how we first met. Our first show we did together was No Time for Sergeants in Los Angeles.
Oh, yeah.
He played the lead, and I played his little devil's advocate adversary on the show. I played Irvin Blanchard, and he played Will Stockdale, the lead, which basically kind of parlayed him into the Matlock theme, because that's how Andy Griffith got started in show business, was doing No Time for Sergeants on Broadway. Mm-hmm. He got wind, didn't get able to come out and see the show, but Dan's got a great testimony about how he broke into show business from that point on and had some of the wacky movies. But he's got an alter ego, just like Cassandra Peterson has Elvira. From that, he's created a character called Dr. Shocker.
Yeah, he's big on horror.
Big time. Mm-hmm. And he gets out, he knows, but he and Butch Patrick, they've talked of kind of a mutual admiration society between the two of them, and a lot of fun things. So we're going to be talking about that and some other. So he just did, what was the other show he did? Mob City on A&E that ran for a while. Mm-hmm. And he's a great character actor. He really is. He works all the time. A very familiar face, very familiar voice, does a lot of TV commercials as well. And so we're real excited to have him on next week. And then also Gord Shriver, who is the quintessential authoritarian, if that's such a word, on Boris Karloff. He wrote a book on Boris Karloff. As a matter of fact, Gordon's still trying to work out particulars if he's going to be able to join us here in the studio. But if not, he told me today that he'll be able to send down some autographed copies of his best-selling book.
That'd be great.
And then we'll do that as a giveaway. So it's really cool. Mm-hmm. So, I've heard through the years, they always say greasy wheel gets the oil.
I like the old black and white movies, so I wouldn't mind reading the book myself.
But no, what I'll do is I'll come on and read like Dracula. I'll read it for you that way. Or I can...
That could be another show, Ian.
I could also do it like Boris Karloff and just do antipasto all day long. It'd be great and wonderful, you see. But anyway, as I said, we've had a wonderful time getting to know and love, and of course, some of you know my best friend was Jeff Conaway. Yeah. He was like my brother from a different mother, and my son Jeffrey, who's running camera, is his godson and his namesake. And I've known Jeff since I was 15. He was 23 when he was doing the Broadway version of Grease. And through the years, I got to know some of the people that he worked with, the #1 movie musical of all time. And so tonight, we are pleased to bring on another cast member that's joining us tonight. And do we have some beautiful bean footage to show first?
But of course.
Of course. So, Gary, if you'd roll that beautiful bean footage, please.
Is Barry there?
That's right. So, Mr. Barry Pearl.
Hello.
The man who plays Duty on Grease. Barry, you're there. Are we there? Barry? Gary, are we there? Well, we had him set up for Skype, and we were going to talk to him in just a minute while they work all that particulars out.
Mm-hmm. Well, we have a guest coming on, too, in a couple of weeks, just to let you know. I was going to tell you a couple minutes ago. But he was in Men in Black, Twister, Never Been Kissed with Drew Barrymore.
And we're going to leave it at that. There's Barry right there.
And he's coming on here soon as well. So, hi, Barry.
Hi, Barry. Can you hear us? Can't hear him. Can you hear us, Barry? Nod your head yes or no. Can you hear us? You can hear us.
Yes.
Okay, there you go. Okay.
Good?
Yeah, now we hear you.
Hooray.
We're cool. Modern technology, isn't it marvelous here?
This is wonderful. Hi there.
Hi, can you still hear me?
Yes.
We can hear and see you.
Okay, good. The light's good?
You
Beautiful.
look fabulous. But just use a little bit more base and some blush on your cheeks, Barry.
I put so much on already. It's cake. Oh my God, my hands are stuck to my face.
You look stunning.
You look simply fabulous.
Fabulous.
Yes, I'm trying to be politically correct here. So, well, how are you, my man? How's our things in Hollywood?
I'm pretty good. You're actually lucky to get me. I was under the weather for the last week, but I'm all ready and raring to go. So,
well, you look like a real pip. You could be singing with Gladys Knight. I tell you, you look like full of energy. You don't look like you had fever that broke. Well, did you have like 103 fever?
No, it wasn't really that. It was only like 99.3. Was this low grade stupidity that I had going on for about a week, and the only thing that made me feel any better was Tylenol. And who wants to live on that? It was fine that it made me feel better, but it was scary because I thought, how long? Because I don't get sick. How long is this going to last?
Wow.
And yesterday afternoon, while watching a Real Time with Bill Maher, one of our favorites,
right?
which we'd recorded, I fell asleep to the entire thing, woke up, and I felt much better. So you see, Bill Maher, he's truly a saint.
So he saved you? Bill Maher saved you?
Probably. I'm attributing it to him.
Don't feed his ego too much, because then he'll take and run with that one.
Yeah, I'm sure he will if he sees this.
Oh, too funny. He's such
you
a
guys
crack
are
up.
still looking a little pixelated to me.
Well, I've heard from
computer.
our producer that it's that it could be related to the different types of computers that people have across the United States.
Maybe my computer.
Yeah, I think it's time to upgrade. How old is your computer, Barry?
A year.
It's time to upgrade. Remember, it's always like that TV commercial they would say.
I just upgraded.
Yeah, you just go, didn't I just buy this thing? And you're so outdated if you're like
I can
more than
drive
6
my
months.
computer to like here.
You can drive your computer to the studio?
Yeah, it's pretty large.
It's a long drive.
You've seen it, didn't you?
That computer with wheels?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
You should see it, Barry. It's quite. I mean, if you've seen everything there in West Hollywood and West LA,
It's on my Facebook page. It's really big.
it's wacky daffy. Let me tell you.
Actually, this computer's 2 years old. Prior to that, I had another one. I won't even mention the name of this very famous product because I'll never buy another. But prior to that, it was horse-driven, the first one that I had. So I upgraded a couple of years ago, and then of course this HP has done me well so far.
Well, that's it's scary. I don't know if I've ever told you this.
Right.
What's that?
Except for right now, where you guys are looking a little out of focus. But as long as I'm in focus, that's the important
You
thing.
look beautiful.
That's the most important thing. So what have you been doing here lately?
Well, gosh, I finished a production of a play called Dr. Anonymous over in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
That was the original piece written by a fellow by the name of Guy Glass, who is a psychiatrist, and it was based on true stories that took place in 1968 through 72 in Philadelphia when the evil Mayor Rizzo, who was police commissioner trying to be mayor, was in charge. And the piece is about how conversion therapy, I played a conversion therapist, was just a bunch of baloney. And so did Miss Bachman hear me say that?
Yep.
And so I played the psychiatrist who was based on a doctor with Dr. John Fryer. So I did this piece, and then prior to that, I guess December I was doing 12 Angry Men at the Pasadena Playhouse.
That's right.
Sheldon Epps. A wonderful production where he cast 6 black men and 6 black white men. Mm-hmm. It was an amazing production that we're hoping to mount again with the likes of Jason George, who is Bailey's husband on Grey's Anatomy.
Right.
And Robert Picardo, who was the holographic doctor on Star Trek.
I worked on the Wonder Years, and he played the gym teacher on that show.
Oh, I like
Mr.
that show.
Picardo, yeah. Now, Barry, you were 12 Angry Men. Were you one of the white guys or one of the black guys?
Yes.
Yes, that's good. Yeah, when in doubt, just say yes.
So how did you get cast for Grease, Barry?
Well, that's kind of out of the blue.
Why?
Yeah, right.
I want to go kind of work up to it. Like, where were you born? Were you in a 5,000 watt radio station in Fresno, California?
Well, don't you know me by now, Ian? I just jump right in.
Well, yeah, I see the galoshes you're wearing on your feet right now.
Thank you.
No problem. Okay, Barry. How'd you get cast in Grease?
Thank you.
I was involved in the First National Company. Mm-hmm. I had placed Michael Lembeck, who was playing Sonny at the time,
right.
And the play came through Pittsburgh when I was finishing my. I guess in my junior year of college, and no, it was my senior year. Beg your pardon. And these people said, "You got to come down and see this play, Grease." And I went down to see Grease, and Michael Lembeck comes walking out on stage, and it was like watching myself. I had been told that I reminded people that I was going to school with Michael. And like the next day, I called my agent and I said, "You got to get me an audition for this." Mm-hmm. And I literally went into New York, flew in from Pittsburgh that weekend, and auditioned a general audition for Grease. A week later, Michael Lembeck broke his ankle. Mm-hmm. Oh. They called me immediately to come to replace him for 5 weeks. I actually understudied the understudy who had gone on for him.
Around how old were you at this time?
23 at the time.
Oh wow, cool.
Was Jeff in that company when you were doing it?
Jeff was playing Zuko.
Danny Zuko, right? Yeah.
And Travolta was playing Duty, and Mary Lou Henner was playing Marty.
Yeah.
Jerry Zaks was playing Kinnicky.
Wow.
So they wanted me to go immediately up to Toronto, and I had 2 weeks of school to finish. They said, all right, finish school, we'll bring you up to Detroit, where we'll be at the time. So I went up there, and I was there for 3 weeks, studying just the role of Sonny, which Michael Lembeck had vacated due to this broken ankle from breaking it on stage while they were doing We Go Together, which was the end of the first act. He jumped off of a bench and broke his ankle. So I was there for 3 weeks working my tush off to really get this down. And I'd gone to Jerry Zaks, who was playing, he's a famous director now, Broadway director, Jerry Zaks, Guys and Dolls, A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Farm, Civil Wars. So Jerry said, well, I said, would you mind playing ill so that I could go on? He said, well, only if stage management says it's okay. Well, I knew that wasn't going to happen, and sure enough, they didn't allow it. But Saturday morning, May 19th of 1973, I get a call in my hotel room. You're going on. Jerry Zaks has gotten sick. Now, whether they'd already arranged that or not, I don't know. But I got to go on May 19th, 1973, stepped on stage for the first time with Jeff Conaway. It was Jeff Conaway playing Zuko.
Right.
So fade out, fade in. Michael comes back, and I get laid off for that entire summer. And when the play had come out here to California, he had left the show. Michael wanted to leave the show because this is his hometown. Called me, and I went in and replaced him for the last 10 months of the national tour. Fade out, fade into 1976. I've now moved out here, and the very first audition I went on was for CPO Sharkey with Don Rickles.
Oh yeah, on NBC.
Yeah, on NBC, to replace the guy, the Jeffrey Kramer, who went on to become producer. The Ally McBeal and all. He was the deputy in the original Jaws who throws up on the beach.
Right, I remember.
They were replacing him, this Italian character who played Pellegrini, and they replaced him with me playing Mignoni, another Italian character.
How long did that show run?
Well, that ran 2 seasons, but I was written out after the first season. It was a devastation to me. On my birthday of March 29th, we didn't know whether we were being picked up yet or not.
Oh, my birthday's March 10th, so I'm a Pisces. What are you?
I'm an Aries.
He's
an Aries, that's right.
Like me.
But you are too?
Yeah, April 13th.
Very cool.
So were you there that famous day when Carson
Yes,
broke when Marco's guest host the night before broke Carson's cigar box, and then Carson was so pissed off, he walked off the Tonight Show set, walked down the hall of NBC, and while the lights were still blinking, the zigzags were going on, he interrupts an actual taping of CPO Sharkey. And tells Rickles what's going on, and Rickles breaks down and pretends to cry and bows before him. You were on that set that day?
I was standing right there. I was right backstage.
What was going through your mind when you walk up and there's Johnny Carson bursting on your set?
First of all, it was right across the hall.
Right.
It literally right across the hall. We'd all get made up in the same makeup area. And remind me to go back to the Grease story, which you asked.
Okay.
But for now, yes, we were standing right there, and my friend Peter Isaacson had just walked off the stage. So on the set, which was Rickles' office, CPO Sharkey's office, it was Harrison Page and Don, and the King had come to bless our set. I mean, he pretended to be upset about the cigarette box, but he actually came on, and our producer, Aaron Rubin, at first was very upset because you don't interrupt the taping of this, because there are thousands and thousands of dollars at that point in time. But it was Carson, and when the King deigns to bless you, you go along with it. So you're talking about it all these years later, 30-some-odd years later. It was a big, big deal. Well, we were right there. We thought, we only wished that we had been on stage when it had happened, so that we could have been part of that gag reel that then Carson would play practically every year.
I know. It was so funny because I was doing the National Touring Company Jesus Christ Superstar that year, and my hair was about as long as Kim's, and I had a beard and mustache at the time.
I got to see a picture of that.
Oh, yeah. Mr. Handsome or Ugly, or whichever you prefer. But that was the talk of the day. We remember coming on the set or the stage, and we're like, did you see Carson last night? Blah, 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 and Rickles and all that. It was like, whoa, see what happens. And sure enough, it was the talk of the town for our theater company.
But anyhow, getting back to your question, so March 29th, my birthday, they called and told my agent that they weren't picking up my contract. And I was devastated. I ran crying to Jerry Paris, who was responsible for bringing me out to California to begin with. Jerry Paris was Jerry the dentist on the Dick Van Dyke Show.
Right.
And
Happy Days.
Right. That led to his directing career. What happened was when I went down crying to him to Paramount saying they wrote me out of CPO Sharkey, he said, well, this could be the blessing in disguise, because when I was young and doing the Untouchables, they wrote me out of the Untouchables, and I was devastated. But then I got the Dick Van Dyke Show, and that led to my directing career, and the rest is history. But at that point in time, the light at the end of the tunnel looks like a truck coming at you. So had that not happened, I would not have been cast in the movie Grease, which, by the way, I got cast in that very next, I guess 2 months later, because that was March. In May, I got the film on May 19th of 1976, 4 years to the day after having stepped on stage as Sonny in the stage.
Wow. Good karma. Good karma.
Do you have any blooper stories from Greece that you might want to share with some of the fans that, are watching tonight?
Blooper stories, people are always wondering, well, what kind of sordid stuff happened, and it just wasn't like that. We were all such good friends. The only thing that was crazy was every once in a while, Jeff Conaway's honey wagon would be rocking back and forth. And that, what else can I say? Jeff,
wacky boy.
But,
honey wagon.
Things like, well, when we shot the race in the
LA River? Yeah.
The LA riverbed.
Right.
There is a stream of water. There's like a canal of sorts that runs down the entire riverbed, full of water that is extraordinarily contaminated.
Right.
And they had to put like cellophane on our under our between our socks and our skin so we wouldn't run through that stuff.
Right.
Well, the first day we shot there, Randall Kleiser, our director, was in shorts, and on his calf he had a little scratch. The next day, filming was canceled. That's hundreds of thousands of dollars down the drain.
Oh, wow.
He became infected by that contaminated water. Came up with a huge hurt, and they shut down production for an entire day. That's just never done.
Wow.
So when you see us running across the water at the end there, where I jump up onto the car, we're running through that water. There's a little bit of a bridge. They put a little bit of a
cardboard bridge, yeah.
But we had to be very careful. So that happened. Also, the helicopter shot in the carnival, there's this one last shot where they had used this helicopter, which was supposed to, I guess, be the turnaround when Travolta and Newton-John are in the car.
Yeah.
And they turn around and you see us waving.
Yeah.
So there's a crane, first of all, that comes up. And then beyond that, when they're in the car, you're supposed to see an overview coming from a helicopter. Well, for some reason, that footage got either lost or ruined. So they another $50,000 to shoot it again. And then, as I understand, they never used it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was from the crane, not from the helicopter, when they turn around and look back at us. Singing, I Guess We Go Together, But other than that, I can tell you this. The last night shoot, I'd become a vegetarian at the time. I didn't eat red meat. They served me and Stockard Channing's husband a Dungeness crab. Now, I'd never had any allergies at all. Coming from the East, moving out to California, I would get pollen, itchy ears and pollen, the hay fever, and I was taking shots for all that kind of stuff. But I never had any food allergies.
Right.
But I eat one of those Dungeness crabs, and at about 5 o'clock in the morning, taking my makeup off at home in my shower, I started breaking out in hives like I've never broken out before.
Have you ever had Dungeness crab before that?
No. It's the crab that's caught in Pacific waters. No, I never had. I'd eaten all kinds of shellfish. I'm coming from Pennsylvania. By the way, right near Daniel Roebuck. He comes from Bethlehem. I come from Lancaster, not too far from where I grew up.
Okay.
But all kinds of Maryland crab, lump and backfin and blue. Never had no shellfish allergy at all. But this Dungeness crab, we thought it was bad crab. But it turns out, because Stockard's husband at the time didn't break out, it took 3 incidents before we actually realized that I'm allergic to Dungeness crab.
Wow.
I had a bouillabaisse at Scandia. I broke out again.
That's sad, because
and
that's pretty good.
Then discovered I was allergic to Benadryl, which is what you're getting for
Does that explain the gray hair?
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. So, I mean, things like that. But other than that, I can't think of anything much. We just adored each other. It was a labor of love for 15 weeks. And, most of us are still in touch.
That's great.
Very close.
Do you still stay in touch with John? Obviously, probably the biggest question is, do you stay in touch with John and Olivia?
Yeah, Olivia more so. I was in touch with her a couple of days ago. We're hoping to get up to Vegas to see her at the Flamingo. She's doing
her
a
new show.
Dates a month, and we're so looking forward to that. I'd actually seen her do, I guess, kind of what she's doing now, at Humphreys down in San Diego a bunch of years ago, about 10, 12 years ago,
Right.
maybe longer. She actually shows clips from Greece, and then she has people come up on stage and sing with her. It's really a delightful show. So we're hoping to get up and see her. John, I was in touch with John last year at this time. He and Kelly so kindly donated both money and signed CDs and pictures and things for a fundraiser at a theater that where I was directing Grease, and Kelly Ward, who plays Putsy, was actually choreographing the show. So they donated all these items for the fundraiser. And I just Joey Travolta, John's one of his brothers, and his wife Wendy Shawn, the daughter of the late Dick Shawn, and I are going on tour July and August to the Bay Area. I think it's Walnut Creek, Pittsburgh, Tenafly, New Jersey, and Detroit to teach autistic children theater and film arts in Joey's summer film camp that he does it.
Oh, cool.
So Joey had told me a couple of weeks ago that he talked to John, and John was thrilled that I was going to be part of it.
Now, is John and Joey's sister Ellen, is she still acting these days? I know last time I saw her, she was on one of the sitcoms on NBC. It was Charles in Charge?
Yeah, Chachi.
That was some time ago.
Yeah, I know. But is she still acting, or is she retired?
As far as I know, she and I think her husband are part of the theater or run a theater in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho.
Oh, okay.
This summer. They've got a summer stock.
Oh, way up there. God, beautiful countryside up there.
I've never been there, but I hear it's just gorgeous.
Oh, yeah.
Great work. So they're up there doing that, and I don't know if Annie, who is his other sister, who was actually one of the understudies in the stage show of Grease that I did, I don't know if she's still working or not. But there's Sam, there's Joey.
Yep.
Of course, Johnny is still, doing his thing, and Kelly, of course, does. I haven't seen Kelly's work in a while, but I think she's still working and being a great mother.
Yep.
So yeah, we all do our very best to keep in touch.
That's cool. Now, how were you on the set with Barney? You were Professor Tinkerputt. Yeah.
Yes.
What was going on with that one? That sounds kind of fun.
I want you to know something, Barry. First, before you answer that question, is that we had to block out a dinosaur rights group that wanted to protest you being on the show tonight. So
we did.
Yeah, it was led by Susan Buckner, but she had other things beyond her control, and she was going to call in and protest.
She had other things to do besides that.
Her dinosaur rights group is just, she was saying,
Susan,
save the Velociraptor. That was all it was about.
That sounds like fun.
Little did she know she'd become a dinosaur herself one day.
That's right. On what was it, Lidsville or one of those shows?
Yeah.
It was like Sid and Marty Krofft, one of those shows.
She did. I was making a terrible joke.
No,
we've all become dinosaurs in our own way.
So how long were you on Barney?
I actually had been brought into the Barney organization in 1974.
The Barney organization.
This is an organization?
Really?
Oh my gosh.
Multi-million-dollar organization.
Oh my word!
I mean, it was huge in the '90s, in the mid '90s, if you recall.
Yes, I do. I think I was alive in the '90s.
Sounds like the mafia or something.
I know. You see,
organized crime.
Organized mafia, crime dinosaurs. Oh, there he is. Good shot of him. I love the professor.
Okay, I'm all ears now. I really want to hear about this now.
We'll shut up now. Go ahead.
It's so funny because I was one of those people that poo-pooed this whole thing. Like, I don't want to hear, I don't want to sit.
Oh, he was the leader of it.
I love you, you love me stuff. And about 2 years later, I get this gig playing this character, Professor Tinkerputt, this crazy toy inventor, on an NBC primetime special. The first time the Barney show was on primetime.
Right.
And it was a lot of production values. It was a huge hit. So much so that they decided to bring me into the live mix. And we did a show. We were on tour for 2.5 years, all over the country, all over the world, actually.
Wow.
Domestically, Mexico, Toronto, and then all over the UK. And it bought my house. What can I tell you?
Well, that's a good thing.
What was really wild about it is that our crew, they were, I forget the man who was in charge of the crew. This is just so terrible, but I don't remember his name. But he and his organization work with AC/DC, Metallica, and the Stones.
Cool.
So
okay, one more time. Metallica and AC/DC were involved with Barney?
Well,
They were saving the dinosaur group.
Really?
Yeah, guys, it's an organization, you know.
I heard Metallica and I'm a rocker. I'm hearing Barney and Metallica in
Can
the
you
same
imagine Barney
sentence
playing
now.
lead guitar with Eddie Van Halen?
Barney and Metallica in the same sentence.
let me tell
It
you
works
something.
like oil and water.
Wow.
Well, for a while it did seem that way a little bit. It was the guys and the cast. And when you work for the Stones, the Stones are CEOs.
Uh-huh.
So the crew guys are beholden. Well, here now you got these crew guys and us lowly actor types on stage.
Yeah.
And they're looking at us saying, "You call this work?" I mean, these guys bust their asses. These crew guys are amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing
They're
culture.
cool.
And it took us a while to kind of understand each other's cultures and to even get along. And then when we did, it was great fun.
Did
Oh
you
my
say
God.
the Stones? Because my mom loves Mick Jagger.
Yeah. They
She
actually-
loves Mick Jagger.
Well, she does. It's Mother's Day, so I thought,
yeah, she
I mean, if
does.
he knows Mick Jagger.
I
You know
don't-
that Keith Richards would be like, I was
Barry, do you know Mick
rock and
Jagger?
roll.
I do not, but we came very close to meeting them. But I tell you why. The Stones actually held their curtain for us.
Really?
We were performing in Jersey, and they were playing the Meadowlands, I want to say.
Uh-huh.
And our show had come down at a certain hour, and they were busing us to the Meadowlands to see their show. It was Taboo. What was the name of the Voodoo? Not Voodoo Lounge. Maybe it was Voodoo Lounge.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Big
Voodoo
Boys
Lounge.
Daily Lounge, yeah.
No, Bridges Over Babylon.
Bridges
Oh,
Over Babylon, that
right,
one
right,
too.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
I
one
remember.
too.
Came out over the audience onto the stage. So they held the show, but our bus got caught in Long Island Expressway traffic, and they had to start the show without us. So we only got to see a portion of the show. We did get to see the bridge coming over, though.
Oh, my
but-
mom went to that one.
What's that?
My mom went to that tour as well. Yeah, she loves that
Your
one.
mom gets around.
My mom's a cool rocker. She
is.
get-
If you were to see the word rocker in the dictionary, Barry, you
My
would
mom's a
see
really
her
cool
mom's
mom.
picture.
Hey, Barry, do you know that my mom took me out of school? Out of school now. I shouldn't really admit this, but she took me out of school when I was 12 to go see the Stones concert because that's how much she loves Mick Jagger. She thinks that song Angie, because her name is Angie, that she thinks that song Angie is made actually for her. So
And my my wife's name is Angie, and so I was
does
saying,
she like Mick Jagger too?
She every time I sing the song to her, she's like, "Would you shut up?" Because I go, "Angie, beautiful."
So she's not into it like my mom, kind of, sort
Well,
of.
no, she is, but she isn't, But I met Ron Wood and Charlie Watts because they
Oh,
played.
yeah, you told me that.
Yeah, they played in the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, and I was producing some live concert shows, and I got asked by the arts festival there in Pasadena.
Mm-hmm.
I was able to go backstage, and so after there was a meet and greet, and so I got a chance to meet Ron Wood and Charlie, and Charlie was just as quiet as could be. Wouldn't even was like a church mouse, really.
Did you know that also that Barry was in the movie My Favorite Martian with Christopher Lloyd?
Oh, my buddy Chrissy.
Yeah.
Also one of my former students.
You were in that one too, right?
Were you in that?
Yeah, can you still see me? Because all of a sudden I can't see you guys. Can you hear me?
What's that?
Can you hear me? Because I can't see you
I can
guys.
hear you.
I can see you.
Uh,
I hear you.
Because all of a sudden I can't see you. I don't know where you guys went.
I left the room for a moment. I had to go get a taco.
No, I mean, what's happening with my computer here? I don't know what to do here to be able to bring you guys back up.
I
Oh,
see.
we
Get him
did.
off. Get him back on video.
I don't know. Yeah.
We had a technical.
working on it.
What happened, Barry, is that when we were trying to get someone to call in, they had to bump you off in order to get the call in. But that's not. You're prettier than anybody else calling in. What? Oh well, hey, we do have that.
We have a special caller.
a special caller in for you, Barry.
Okay.
So we're going to sacrifice your face for
All right.
for this person's voice, and then once after this person, vacates, then we'll get your beautiful face on.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Okay. So caller, are you there?
Hello.
Caller,
Hi.
hello.
Knock knock.
Who's there? Banana.
Banana who?
Bananarama.
There? Caller, you there? Oh, caller.
So anywho,
She might have cholera.
what are you doing tonight?
Oh my gosh! Now you guys look great.
Hi.
Oh, hey, you're beautiful.
Hi there.
Hi, everybody.
Can you see it?
I'm-
Can you see
I'm-
me now?
I'm Kim. This is Ian.
I don't want to be Ian
No.
anymore.
Oh, shut up. I'm going to start some
Really?
I'm going to have your
Get me outta
I'm going
here.
to drink some of your Pellegrino. Hey, Barry. Now, last time we talked last week, you were sporting quite a muscatel in the old mug of yours. What drew you to put a Gillette shaver to your face?
I was coming on here, and Well, like I said, I've been sick for a couple of days, so it was
Right.
really looking scraggly, and I decided, I need to change up. I actually had worn it for Dr. Anonymous, and I just, wanted to change it up, so I took it all off so I could look a little younger, so your audiences would recognize me.
Well,
It's all
you do look rather handsome, I must say.
Thank you so much.
You
I
do.
needed a
That's the
haircut.
Barry I once knew, was the one that was clean shaven. And now we had some pretty funny, kind of wacky stories from Eddie. Oh, by the way, in case you didn't know this, Barry, we are on an Eddie Deason campaign to get him on Big Bang Theory. So,
Oh, yeah.
whatever strings you can pull, or getting the word out on Facebook or whatever, the producers of Big Bang Theory, you
Everybody
need to
get involved with
please,
that too.
we want Eddie
Listeners,
Deason.
go to Talking
That'd be perfect. We
on
think a
Facebook.
storyline would be great to have.
and put your vote in.
What's her face? Kaylee
For
Cuoco's
Eddie.
character to have like a cousin or someone that comes visiting from Kansas who's smarter than Sheldon and Leonard, type of thing. I think it'd be perfect for the show. Great addition. So, producers of Big Bang Theory, if you're listening, get Eddie Deason on there. He's an incredible actor, and I think would add just a nice little, just like Mayim Bialik did when she came on the show. Eddie would do the same on the male site. So, I think it would just kind of round things off really well, and you keep it nice and strong. But I wanted to ask you, Barry. Both Susan and Eddie did share some wacky crushes and fun side stories and all that kind of stuff in their career and stuff. Was there anything in particular that any kind of a side fun bit that happened when you were doing Grease that all the Grease fans out there, being the #1 movie musical of all frickin' time, would love to know about what was going on? I mean, do you realize you guys are the #1 movie musical of all time, Barry?
Yes, I believe I did know that.
Okay. Well, I mean, bigger than Wizard of Oz.
Where can I buy Olivia Newton-John's black tight set?
Yeah, and I'm going to
Where
go
can
up,
I get those?
And you know what? I'm also going to go up to Ocala and buy John Travolta's jet. So and that way we can kind of like keep things in the family,
Yeah, well, Olivia does have the pants, and I have my
She
T-bird
does
jacket.
have the pants?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's
And I
got
have
the
a
jacket.
T-bird.
I wonder if I could talk to her and get the pants. I always
I
wanted
don't know
those.
if he could fit in it.
Why?
I don't know. Just saying.
Why?
Well, because he's like 5'0" and about 83 grams.
Well, they're worth losing some weight for.
Yeah, but then you'd look anorexic.
So we go together.
Like bang about a bing whatever the lyrics are. Sorry, Barry. Don't mean to massacre the lyrics of the song. But was there any fun stories that you had as far as any kind of romances other than Jeff and his love wagon or whatever you want to call it?
I had a crush on Dee Dee,
Oh, did you?
and I had a big crush on Dinah.
Dinah's a honey.
She sure
like
is.
Dee
To this day, she's a real honey.
She
And
is.
I-
And she
it's just-
lives up in Washington now.
yeah, she's up. Yeah.
Is she doing?
Way up.
Is she like heading up a community theater group up there or something like that?
I don't know what she does there. She's married to a wonderful man by the name of Arthur Mortel,
Right.
and she's got some great kids, and she's just really basically become a mom.
Well, good for her.
She sort of packed it in just so that she could become the ideal mom, and as far as I know, she has. We were all split up to go out on the press tour.
Right.
They teamed us up and split us up and sent us out. And one would think that I'd go out with Dee Dee because we were boyfriend and girlfriend in the film.
Right.
But instead, they teamed me up with Dinah. And we did 16 cities in 11 days. And it was a wild ride.
I bet.
Wild ride.
Do you ever like wake up and say, "What city am I in?"
Yeah, kind of like that,
Yeah.
or we'd be doing talk shows, radio shows, print stuff, and we, of course, we're repeating ourselves time and time again. We say the same stuff, and I would always say, "I cut my comedic teeth on the Three Stooges." And by the way, when you look at the film, you see that it's an homage to the Three Stooges, and that was born out of my belief that the T-Birds would have been Three Stooges fans, as I was when I was that age. And Randall Kleiser is a huge Three Stooges fan. So together, we decided to infuse it with that stuff, that Lotzie, whenever we could. They actually had us, they screened a bunch of Three Stooges shorts for us
Right.
before we shot. And so I would say I cut my comedic teeth on the Three Stooges, city after city after city. And at one point, Dinah, I guess after a couple of cities, would say, and Barry cut his comedic teeth on the Three Stooges. And so she grabbed my lines. And I do remember one crazy time in Utah where we had a makeup artist with us the whole day because we were going to be going from studio to studio. And it was a rather attractive makeup artist. and I spent the entire day wooing this lady, and it was funny how at the end of the day, when we wound up in our hotel rooms, how Dinah was as protective as she was.
Wow.
And that's all I will say about
Yeah,
that.
Dinah was a great. I met her. My mentor was on Empty Nest one time, Gordon Jump, and he invited me down, and of course Dinah and Christy McNichol were on. And just a sweetheart we got. I mentioned that I had known Jeff and so forth. Okay. Listen, Barry, we have a caller, a fan of Grease, that would like to ask you a question. And so, who's on the line? Hello, caller. Hello, Gary.
The caller you?
Can you hear Gary? What's the status? Again, we're having technical difficulties beyond our control.
You're pixelated again too.
Are we? I like pixels. Pixels kind of like make me shine and glimmering. And
after that last glitch, when the caller disappeared, it was fine for a moment and then became crazy again.
But you know what? To us, Barry, you were coming in loud and clear.
That's the important thing.
I think so. It's not about us. It's all about you, dude.
Love the whole caller coming in and asking questions thing. I'm sorry we're having a problem with that.
I can ask a question.
Where are they?
They're come on here. They say. I love when producers say, "Hold on a minute." And
Do we have a caller?
we're working. Okay. Do we have it in now? Patched in?
Do we need a translator like Ozzy?
One time, Ozzy
Ozzy has a translator, right?
Ozzy Osbourne?
Yeah.
It's all like this.
Do we need one to translate to Barry or something? I mean, we're in what? Like
what?
I don't know.
I'm in La La Land, but it's just cool just hanging with Barry, man.
That's fine with me. I mean,
That's
if we need a translator.
Yeah. Well, Barry, I mean, you were telling me about the restaurant you love in my new hometown here in Tarpon Springs, Florida.
Oh, please don't say the Internet Burger, please.
No, that's your place. I was telling her how much In or Out Burger, but she calls it the Internet Burger.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's the In or Out.
It's In or Out Burger.
I call it the Internet Burger.
Barry, do they not tell me? Barry, do they not make the best burgers in town?
In and Out. I was just going through this with a friend of mine online the other day who says, "What is this big to do about In and Out?" In and Out has a special flavor.
Right.
I mean, I like In and Out.
Special flavor.
They do. It's just a little sauce they put on.
I don't know that it's that. It's fresh.
No,
the fries, when they used to cook the fries in, I guess, peanut oil, they tasted better.
Yeah.
But you have to be in a certain mood. Like, I still go for a Big Mac and fries and a Coke. And, you're in a mood. We just went to a new place today called Boardwalk here on Ventura Boulevard. Pretty good. Smash Burger is very good.
I love Smash Burgers. But you also love Jerry's Deli. They're on Ventura Boulevard.
There's better pastrami than Jerry's Deli.
You think so?
Oh, yes.
Well, okay. Well, I was spoiled with Jerry's. I think I probably never educated this big white dude. Do we have a caller now?
Do we have the caller?
And the caller, are you there?
Hello.
Caller, are you there?
Come through.
Come through the lens. Come through the microphone.
Hello.
Come to where the flavor is. Come to Barry Pearl. Barry, you know what? You should sell your name as a frickin' what do you call fragrance?
Cherry Swirl.
No, I like Barry Pearl because they don't say, "What are you wearing?" I'm wearing Chanel. What are you wearing? Oh, I'm wearing Barry Pearl. That's got a nice flavor, don't you think, Kim? Aren't you wearing Barry Pearl tonight?
Yeah.
Or
you could have a new what do you call a jewelry line? Yes, I'm wearing Barry Pearls.
I did an episode of Days of Our Lives. I've done several. And in this one, I was auctioning off something and a bunch of items. And they allowed me to say, "And here's a beautiful string of pearls from Barry's House of Pearls."
Oh, Mr. Remchate.
They let me do it.
Oh, too funny. So you were on Days of Our Lives?
Yeah, many times.
I was on there a couple times back in the early 80s when my ex-girlfriend, Pam Roylance, was a regular. She played Sandy Horton on it, and then she got killed off by the Phoenix Killer back in the 80s. But I got to play Roman Brady's little detective back in 83, 84. And it was only on there maybe a couple times. But
the funny thing is, the first time I was on, I was an investigative reporter.
Right.
And working with Israel Horowitz's wife, maybe first wife. That was kind of cool. Israel Horowitz, the playwright. And then the second time I was on, I played a DJ who was responsible for this ruse that, what's his name? What's the actor's name? It's just the
Oh, you mean
girl-
Josh Taylor?
No, it was Justine, and it was John Aston's
Son?
John Aston's nephew.
Oh,
Not
okay.
John Aston, John Aniston's nephew. Wally Kurtz.
Okay, gotcha.
Wally Kurtz. So I played a DJ who was a friend of Wally Kurtz, sets up this ruse of where he calls this girl that he's enamored of, who's worked in the hospital, to get her to ask him out. That happens, and I get them together. So I get Justine and Wally Kurtz's character together. The following year, I played a doctor who John Aniston's character. What was John Aniston's character's name?
Wasn't it Roman Brady?
No, that wasn't Roman Brady. It was somebody else.
Oh my gosh.
Anyhow, Jennifer's father, Jennifer Aniston's
Oh yes,
father.
yes. I know who you're talking about. Yes.
So he hires me, a doctor, to give Wally Kurtz's character impotency pills. Here we go. You got to break up justice.
We have somebody who wants to ask a question.
Hey Barry.
Hello, Kim.
Uh-oh, someone's on the phone now?
Yeah. Mike Copley's on the phone with Ken Carpenter.
Hey.
Ken Carpenter, Mike
Hey,
Copley.
how you doing, Kim?
Hey, honey. How are
Hey,
you?
Kim, how are you?
Hi.
Dr. Ken Carpenter there. We just got both on the phone. We know we're having some problems today.
Hi there.
So,
Can you
we
see
just
me?
want- Yeah, we can see you.
I'm waving
Okay.
at you.
All right. What's your question, guys?
Hey, Barry, go real quick. I have a question, Barry. Where did you guys actually film the big carnival scene at Venice High School? Is that Hollywood High School?
No, that was Marshall High.
Marshall High.
Oh, okay, that was Marshall High. Oh, okay. Because I wasn't sure because you know you got the Venice High frontage and stuff there in there and stuff like that. So I just wasn't sure. That's the only question I have. I have Ken Carpenter, who's an actor who's in Hellraiser movies and Spirit Eagle in there, but he's on the phone with me. He's my business partner.
Hi, Ken. How
Hi,
are you
Ken.
tonight?
Hi, Ken.
Good, Kim. How are you? Good. And
Okay.
it's nice to see you, Barry. And it's good to see you're keeping it alive. I mean, keeping the story alive because it's guys who goes way back. A lot of good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much. Yeah, Venice High was our opening, the opening sequence. We filmed at Taft. We filmed at Marshall. I think we did the dance at Marshall and then also the carnival scene at Marshall.
Didn't you also film at Garfield High School too?
Say again?
Did you also film at Garfield High?
I believe we did.
Yeah.
There were several. I believe we
So they
did.
did Stand and
you guys-
Deliver with
You guys
Emma Jane
also
Willis.
film at Trancas?
I
I
don't-
remember John was out there.
I don't remember.
Hey
they may have
guys,
done-
real quick, I don't mean to interrupt you, but listen, this is such a happening place. I mean, we got Ken Carpenter, we got Mr. Copley calling in.
Can I
Michael
say
Copley.
something really quick?
Before we do, go ahead. What?
Please.
Go ahead.
Okay. Barry,
Yes.
I just want you to know that Susan is trying to call in, and she says hi. She's been trying to call in to say hello to you.
We'll let you go. Maybe we can set up. Ken Carpenter can call you, and he's got some great things to tell you guys and stuff like
Well,
that.
would
What he
y'all
does.
call
great.
back again?
We can do that. We can call you back next week or whatever. We
Yeah,
all
Yeah,
Danny
give us a
in.
call back next week.
That'd be great because Danny Roebuck will be on, and it'd be great to have it and listen what's going on.
Thanks for calling in,
Thank
Ken,
you.
Michael.
Great. Thank you,
Thanks a
guys.
lot.
Susan's
Thanks a
calling in,
lot,
so she
Kim.
wanted
Thank
to
you.
say hi.
Thanks,
Real quick,
Barry.
before-
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
before Susan's recalling here, we have the number one country artist, which is such a happening place here. The number one country artist in Tampa, Miss Carrie Taylor, just happened to be walking by. I said, look, you're not doing any video. You're not doing nothing. You come to see here. You're going to talk to Mr. Barry Pearl. And she is,
Who is this guy now?
I don't know. I'm marvelous, you know. Anyway, and Carrie Taylor Barry is a big Grease fan. And she's, like I said, she's the number one country artist right now in Tampa, and she's growing on the charts in the top 100 in the United States. And you're what, 14?
Yes.
14 years old. She rocks out the house. We're maxing it out. Everything's going on. Her career is taken off. We've been a part of this whole program with her. She's also one of my students. But for those of you that do, I do teach acting.
He does teach acting.
I
He's
do.
very,
I've been
very good teacher.
I've been very, very blessed in that department.
Yes, you have.
And she's been singing all over. She just got finished doing something at Larry Zoo, right?
Oh no, that's coming up.
That's
on
coming up
17th.
on the 17th. She's singing at the Larry Park Zoo, which is one of the top ones. But Barry, as a big fan of Grease, Kira's got a question for you. So say hi to Barry.
Wonderful.
Hi.
Hi, Kira. How you doing?
Good.
Good. What would you like to ask?
What color is his underwear? I don't look at me. She's freezing out, Barry. She's all nervous because she's talking to a Grease guest member. Oh my God! gosh! Oh my gosh!
Too, because I'm talking to a country star.
Whoa, howdy toddy. And she's sitting next to moi, buddy. Sounds like first syllable, second syllable. Yeah.
This is a weird question, but I wanted to ask you, who is your best friend on the set of Grease?
That's a great question.
Very good question.
It's a really great question.
Yeah.
Gosh, it's so hard to say because they have the memory of that sort of fades by virtue of the fact that since then we have all become so close. I will tell you that prior to filming the movie, I grew up with Jeff Conaway, so we were real close to begin with. Michael Tucci and I had done the first national company of the stage play of Grease together, so we were good buddies. Jamie Donnelly had kind of come through my life by virtue of the stage play. And then Dee Dee, we became so close by virtue of the fact that we were boyfriend and girlfriend in the film. Kelly Ward and I just hit it off because we just loved each other's talents and we loved hanging with each other. It was hard to say. I was also dating a girl at the time who was actually an extra in the film, so I didn't have a whole lot of extracurricular goings on with any of the females, and there were many of them there because I was seeing somebody. So that part of the culture was sort of shut down in that way. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And when I say shut down, I don't mean in a bad way. It just was not available to me. I didn't allow it to be because I was in a relationship. So who did I hang out with the most? I don't even remember that. I just will say that we love each other so passionately these days. All of us. I mean, many of us don't see each other anymore. We never see Stockard. Stockard has sort of removed herself from the experience, and because she's moved on to different areas. And I don't fully understand it, but she's not as much a part of our social scene, where Olivia still is, and John to some extent. Everybody else still hangs and still communicates, and that is including Olivia and John. So it's a roundabout way of saying we all sort of dug each other, and there was I couldn't just single out any one person as the person I hung with the most. I loved each and every one of them for different reasons and spent different amounts of time with each of them.
That's great.
Well, great question, Kara. Thanks for coming out and hanging out with all of us. Want to hang to the end of the show?
Yeah.
Here,
All right, move over because you're breathing on me.
I like when she stops by. She's so cute.
I sentimentally, I'm going to get a little sentimental here, Barry. I want to just thank you for, you really, with all the media hubbub that happens when a celebrity passes away and all the tragedy that media likes to hype out. You were, in my book, Barry, you are 5 stars in the quality of honoring our beloved brother Jeff Conaway when he passed away, because you know how the paparazzi and all the mess and all that crap was going on. And I just want to say thank you, because Barry opened his house sometime after, away from all the paparazzi stuff, and they had most of the cast from Grease and some of the members from Taxi, like Mary Lou Henner, and were all there at Barry's home to pay tribute to Jeff and his life. And I just want to say from my heart to yours, Barry, thank you so much. I love you, man. You were such a great individual.
Thank you. And the feeling is mutual, believe me. It is a special bond that we have, those of us that have Jeff, as that cohesion between all of us. Yes. For no other reason than for him, because he was that kind of an individual.
Yeah.
And that's why it was easy for me to open up my home, because the heart was already open. And we miss him terribly.
Yeah, we do too. And just, he's a great guy. And I know he's looking down around us right now, just laughing his butt off.
Yeah.
But again, thanks. Well, okay. So is Susan still trying to get in? What's the scoop on that?
Yeah, while we're waiting on her, I can ask Barry my question.
Can I ask Kira a question?
Sure.
Yeah, you can do that too.
A star to a star. Excuse me. I'm going to go sit in the corner now. Go ahead.
Kira, do you watch Nashville?
Not really.
You should watch Nashville. It's a bit of a soap opera, but the music on Nashville is phenomenal. And the artists, the actors who are truly singing, and some of them writing these tunes along with, gosh, I forget who the musical supervisor is, who used to be T-Bone Burnett last. Oh, I should know who that is. That's terrible. Because I'm a huge fan of them. of the piece. And I forgive some of the soap opera craziness because the music and the performances are so wonderful. And if you're into the kind of music you're into, you would really, really dig this show. And they've got CDs out too. You can grab. So take yourself a look and a listen.
Oh, cool. Thank you. Yeah, I will look at that.
Okay.
Well, there you go. There's something new to try.
You're a star of a. You have a star that's a fan of you. That's pretty cool.
You
Barry,
should
we're
try
gonna get a CD of Kara's out to you, man.
Great. I'd love that.
Okay, we definitely will do so.
Kim, what were you going to say?
I was just going to ask you, what type of music, like, would you be listening to if you were driving in the car? Because I'm a big music person, so I was just curious what type of music that would be playing in your car.
News radio.
Really?
Very
I want
nice.
to tell you, I often ponder this,
Mhm.
and it's funny because my girlfriend and I were out for burgers this afternoon,
Okay.
and we go into this place, relatively a new place, on Ventura Boulevard, not too far from where we live, and in the background, on their PA system, they were playing, I want to say, the album of, it might have been Let It Be. It was either Let It Be or The Beatles. The one where
I think the whole Grease cast likes the Beatles for some reason.
Oh yeah, Jeff used to have stuff of the Beatles.
No.
He got some original stuff at his house. Yeah.
Everybody likes the Beatles. That's cool.
Why not? Who wouldn't?
Well, I like the Beatles,
I
but,
love the Beatles.
you know.
Look, so Barry, you were saying.
So anyhow, the Beatles really continue to speak to us. I got my dear friend Harley J, who was just out in Nashville recently recording and performing. He's a new up-and-comer. He played Kinnicky, actually, in the last production of Grease that I directed out here in California last year.
Right.
Is a phenomenal artist, along with his wife, Jamie Lake. So you may be hearing from Harley J soon. But I listened to John Mayer, some of the new stuff. Gosh, I used to be so into playing passionately my guitar when I was a kid. I was just discussing this with a colleague of mine who was here for a college reunion that I didn't get to go to, unfortunately. He sort of has discovered the guitar now in his, late 50s, early 60s, and played with a passion. I used to come home every day after high school, grab my Zimgar and plug it into my Ampeg Reverberacket 2, and put my Shure microphone up, and look in the mirror and play and sing Beatle tunes and whatever the tunes were for the day, because I wanted to be a rocker.
Right. Me too.
It-
I played the bass guitar. What was your first album that you ever bought?
That's a really good question.
Thank
I'll
you.
tell you, the first Beatle album I ever bought was Rubber Soul. It was late for me to get involved with the Beatles. It was Rubber Soul, and then all of them after that, practically. My first album.
Yeah.
Because if it was pre-Beatles, I don't even know what it was.
Or 45, whatever.
I bet it was Peter, Paul, and Mary Puff the Magic Dragon.
Oh, jeez. Seriously?
I had it might have been some Letterman stuff.
Uh-huh.
I remember.
They're going to be guests of ours, by the way.
What?
The Letterman are going to come on in January.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, Bobby Poynton's one of my dear friend. He joined them about 20 years ago, and the other two are the originals. And one guy I think either passed away or moved on, and Bobby Poynton took over for them, and they're coming on. Where they're playing here in Largo, which is not too far from us, and they're going to come on the show.
Oh, that's terrific. That's really, really great.
Mm-hmm.
But to answer the question about one of my first 45s was the Beach Boys' "Don't Worry, Baby," and it had a skip in
I
it.
love that song.
That's a good one.
Every time I hear the song, I'm waiting for the skip to happen. Even to this day, it's in my bones. There's going to be a skip.
My first 45 was Just the Two of Us, Grover, Washington.
Yes,
Mine
sure.
was the Beatles, and it was in kindergarten, and it was.
And I still own it.
Thank You, Girl, on one side, and Do You Want to Know a Secret on the other. My sisters were in high school at the time, 1963, 64. And what's really funny, Barry, because you're a big Beatle fan, I mentioned this last week. But of course, Eddie Deason's a big Beatle fan, and has written many articles. But and for those of you on Facebook who want to go to it's called Beatles. It's a great group to join, and you really have to be a Beatles aficionado. But here's the funny thing about it. 1 year from 63, 64, my family lived in Illinois. My dad's job took us to Chicago, and we lived in Libertyville. And Louise Harrison, George's sister, lived about 30 miles away from us. This is years later. I didn't know this. And George came to visit her before they came out to the Ed Sullivan Show in February of 64. He was out there in November 63. And to think that George Harrison was just that close to me at that time. And he went into the record stores and he asked if, do you know us and everything? And he goes back to tell the rest of the guys in the group, goes, they don't know us there. They don't know us. We're going to be a flop on Ed Sullivan show, Gear Fab and all that rubbish.
You know that I would have been on that show.
That's right, because you were doing Oliver. Then Davy Jones took over for you, right?
Say again?
Because on the other show, you had Davy Jones was playing the Artful Dodger on that same show, right? And you were going to do that, weren't you?
Well, what had happened was I was actually in Oliver before Davy had joined it. I was in pre-Broadway with the guy playing the Dodger was a fellow by the name of Michael Goodman.
Right.
And then Visa ran out, and Davy then was brought in. So we opened on Broadway in January '63, and I had left the show in September to understudy Barry Gordon in the national tour of 1,000 Clowns, which I subsequently I doubled for him in the movie of 1,000 Clowns with Jason Robards,
right?
Barbara Harris. And I remember we were coming out here to California in that February of '64 with 1,000 Clowns, but all my buddies were going on to the Ed Sullivan show the night that the Beatles were on, because Sullivan would also he'd have comedians, he'd have acrobats,
right?
Have Beatles.
And he'd Boober the Russian dancing bear.
Right. He had Tessie O'Shea, he had Charlie Brill and Mitzi McCall on were the comedians.
Right.
And he would have Broadway show scenes from musicals. And that night he had Georgia Brown singing "As Long as He Needs Me," and then her and Davy Jones, and I forget who was doing Oliver at the time. It might have been Paul O'Keefe, who played Ross in the Patty Duke show back in the and all of the urchins, if you will, of which I was a member, had I stayed, they were on singing "I'd Do Anything." So I missed meeting, because they all met them. So I missed meeting them.
Now, again, Susan, if you're out there and you can hear us, go ahead and call us in if you can call. Barry, she's trying to call in, and we're having a really bad line from her home.
I know she's trying.
She's trying to call like crazy, and we're just not able to try to get her through. So,
like crazy.
And we're going to be finishing up here in about 5 minutes or so. So we've actually extended our show tonight.
Do you want to give a shout out back out to the summer film camp again, so we can?
It's Joey Travolta's summer film camp.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing. He's been doing it for 9 years now.
Mm-hmm.
And I wish I had a link. I did have a link that actually showed about an hour of what he does. And it's amazing. What he'll do is, or what we will all do, is prepare these kids to actually do their own films. Mm-hmm. And then at the end of the summer, they actually have a red carpet where they show all the films, and the kids just eat it up. And they have film crews and lighting and makeup and costumes and props, and the kids go crazy for it. So it's been a very successful program.
Yeah, I went onto the site today and I looked. It looks really fun.
Yeah.
Get on the site then. What's the link to the site?
I have it up on the screen right now.
It's
it's
right
really
there.
long, so it's up on. I have it up on the screen for you.
Right. I mean, I can't see it myself.
That's okay. It looks beautiful the way Kim graphed it up, so it looks really good.
Yeah, I made a little graphic thing for you.
Yeah, the other thing too, if we've got coming
It's
up
up
this
there.
summer, which we're putting on here, it's the second annual Florida Film Industry Expo, which is going to be at the Hilton or the DoubleTree by Hilton in West Shore, Tampa. That's August 2nd and 3rd, and we've got a lot of Hollywood A-listers that are going to be leading workshops from in front and behind the camera this year. But our theme is women in film. So Barry, if you want to come in drag, you're more than welcome to come join us.
Well, you see, my drag name is Cherry Swirl. That's why I mentioned that.
Oh, that's right. So we may have you dressed up with Tyler Perry as his main character. I forget the name escapes me right now. But
I'm a woman in film and out of film.
I can come to Cherry Swirl.
so we just want to sign off with that. But Barry, listen, we got to sign off here, and we are just so thankful so much for an hour of wonderful merriment and memory lane.
Can we touch back with you again when you get going with the Joey Travolta summer film camp to see how you're doing with that? Would that be okay?
Absolutely, we can. We should definitely set it up to do that. We'll be in touch with each other.
That'd be
maybe
great.
from the road, I can get Joey and Wendy to join me, and we can all Skype in and do it.
Oh, that
that'd
would be
fantastic.
really awesome.
And maybe we could get John, his brother, to pipe in and say, "Hi, everybody."
And we can get Susan on because I know she was trying to get in touch with you tonight as well. So we'll just get the
We'll
whole
work that
group
out.
together.
I send Susan my love. I love you dearly, my crazy lady.
She's crazy. And
She's
again,
watching.
we want to thank Kira Taylor for stopping in, just rocking it out. And we will definitely send you a CD of her music, Barry. And for all our listenings out, here's the other thing, guys. Want to say thank you to all of our viewers, both on YouTube, through Facebook, through the Internet Broadcasting Network. In the 3 short weeks that we've been on the air, we've soared to #1. And we would not be here unless it was for you guys. And we want to thank you for all of our guests we've had for last week, and many more that are planning to be with us.
We couldn't do it without you.
Exactly. And we just want to thank you for everything. Just to tune in to have fun each week, every Sunday night. And we're hoping that the show's is going to grow to 2 hours. Because there's a lot of times hours go by so fast. Wouldn't you say so, Kara? And they go by so fast. So we're looking to probably expand to 2 hours in the coming months. We do want a special shout out to our sponsor of the hour, and that is Off Duty Wear, based out of Sarasota, and Miss Vicki Royale. That you can touch base. You can go onto her website at offdutywear.com, and she does all of the wonderful apparels for sports. And
she's doing our shirts too, right?
She's doing our shirts, yeah. So we're going to be able to model our Talk Ink shirts.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah, and then we're going to have some T-shirt giveaways to all of our fans out there. We have fans. You have fans?
Yeah.
You have fans, don't you?
I'm not sure.
I don't know. We're working on that. Kira's got fans. Barry's got fans.
I got an air conditioner, actually.
He's got see, there you go.
Oh, and that's even better.
That's even much better.
I would rather have that.
Oh, yeah. But listen, again, to Barry, the biggest mom of all, and to all of our moms out there, we want to say Happy Mother's Day. Again, thank you, Barry Pearl.
And thank you to America's favorite coupon book as well, who's going to be running the show throughout the books, 14 books throughout the state of Florida to help us grow and hopefully gain some new listeners as well. So I want to thank them as well for helping us out.
Thanks for having me on, folks.
Oh, yeah, we're definitely going to be in touch. We'd love to have you back on the show again. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Barry.
Bye.
And to our viewing audience, we say good night. We love you. Thanks for tuning in. Auf Wiedersehen, adieu, adieu, adieu. Barre, Gary, if you would please. Zing zang. But you know what? I just think, so that was a cool question. Thanks for stopping in. We're still chatting away here. Even the crowd, they just want to. What do they talk about when they shut off the stuff? Well, I want to know. Do I still have like bologna in my teeth?
Oh, you should do behind the scenes.
Well, they do all that kind of stuff too. But yeah, but do I have bologna in my teeth? No. Kim, do you have bologna in your tooth?
Huh?
Are you gonna drink that Pellegrino?
How did you know that I had bologna today?
Because you're full of it. Full of bologna.
I had fried bologna for breakfast.
Did you really?
Yeah.
With the eggs and stuff, or what?
I made some eggs.
I made
toast as well.
Crepe.
I made my own breakfast for Mother's
crepes
Day.
with cherry filling. Yeah, and so my wife was like, "Love you."
What is
and
that?
had a great Mother's Day. We love you, Angie.
Happy Mother's Day.
This is ibuprofen because I have a nasty headache tonight.
Peace.
But thank you guys. Love you. Bye.
Bye, guys.
This program was brought to you by the Internet Broadcasting Organization, setting the standard for new media broadcasting.